Eliminate the workplace excuse. That's what leaders do. This is the Career Blindspot podcast.
Today's
I'm already sweating.
Courtney Blindspot question.
Oh,
Honey, why did you dump me in 2004?
Y2K, baby. No.
Y2K? So
Delayed Y2K.
2004. I didn't say January 4th.
Okay. Why did I dump you the first time?
The first time.
Did I only dump you one?
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Oh my gosh. Yeah. The first time
How old were you?
I was 18 and 9 months the day that we met.
So when you dumped me,
I was like 19.
yeah, and you went to the movies with that other guy
Oh yeah.
that your mom set you up with.
No, he was my mom's work friend's kid and he tagged along on my birthday.
Anyway, the point is Courtney was 19.
Yeah.
I was 22.
Yeah.
And my words, just to make this easier on you, she really didn't want to answer this, or at least wasn't excited about it. You were young and you didn't want to
I didn't want to settle down.
Yeah.
I knew that Juan was most likely the person I wanted to spend the rest of my life with. And I was like, I'm too young. I want to go out and experience life first. I don't want to live the life that other people in my family have.
And I lost 10 pounds in the tears that I cried.
But talk about what it led to that was good so I don't feel so awful.
Yeah, well, that's why we're talking about it, because rejection sucks.
Yes.
And when it comes to people losing their jobs, getting fired sucks, getting laid off. And I have a lot of admiration. It doesn't happen too often, but when I hear about friends or clients getting laid off, but when the company does it with dignity, they do it with compassion, which unfortunately is not the default. I think there's a lot of opinions of capitalism and business, but so many organizations do things out of legality, which I get it. But it's like saying, I'm mad at Starbucks, I'll never go there again. That's not a person. It's you interact with people. It's the system that you are not happy with or generalizing. And so rejection sucks is my point. But it also is forcing the next chapter, which really is, you've always been in the driver's seat. And getting dumped sucks, but also if you have to break up with someone and you don't hate them, that sucks too. And so I realized, and what Courtney was about to get to, let's go back to the, not dirty laundry, but the personal side of it. What were you about to say, the bright side of my tears I cried?
You went to that Killers concert and you made some friends that you're still friends with. You went on a bunch of trips.
Back when we bought CDs, I had bought Courtney the Killers album. They had just become, and she went on the date with her mom's work friend movie, or whatever. But I remember I hadn't given it to her yet, so I was like, she dumped me, and I'm like, this shit's mine. I'm gonna listen to this over and over again. And it's been one of my favorite bands. It ended up leading to this random concert that I couldn't afford. Sat next to this couple from Hawaii who got me, who invited me to a party where I ended up meeting Brad Harper, who changed my life by taking an interest in me and giving me my first TTI version of DISC and other assessments. And then I got hired there a few months later, and it's, what's that movie, Sliding Doors, or just one different move and all these other things, is you don't realize that, I don't know if we've ever done the anecdote, good luck, bad luck on this recently. It's not my story, but something good might happen that leads to something bad, and it's all subjective and perspective, and but that's, that moment, don't get me wrong, it sucked. I would love to go back in time and just talk to that version of me, but it really was kind of a catalyst to my high eye of being social. I ended up making a lot more friends in college, barely my last semester.
You would not have had that experience with me.
No, I would have no friends.
Exactly. You would never do anything except for eat donuts by the dozen with me.
But flip it, and we don't, it's not dirty laundry stuff,
right.
But all you young people, but especially women, it didn't make sense to me, and I was really kind of bitter and upset with Courtney later on when she's like, well, I wasn't ready, I knew you're the one. I'm like, what the hell? But also, good for her. And, I'm not saying it was perfect. I'm sure when you think about being younger, it wasn't your finest hour in your head.
No, I don't regret it at all.
To have, good.
Because of how it turned out.
Yeah, I can't wait to tell our kids the story. But my point is that, was it easy for you? I mean, you're just retelling it. Yeah. And so rejection, being on the receiving or giving end is not fun. But those of us who ever get laid off, like it sucks. It's like getting uppercutted. And as someone who was not an angry kid, but I had my fair share of physical fights, the first time you're punched in the face, it sucks. But the second time, it still sucks. But the more you can realize, like, look, I will live another day, and also I'm free. I remember the first time I was 20-something, I went to a divorce party. I was like, huh? And then I found out why they were celebrating. It was like all the friends were like, yeah, they were terrible, this or that. And I'm not saying that's the way you're supposed to go, but it is really just a reminder that, like, you always have way more choice in this than you realize. Now, everything equal, not equal, like, those of us, like, I always think personally, and this is, you use the word privilege, I think, on a different recording, but like a lot of bad things have to happen to Courtney and I and our family before we're on the street.
Knock on pillow.
Other people, they're an inch away.
Yeah.
They're one paycheck missing. They're, a family member getting sick or them getting sick. So circumstances are not the same. But a lot more of us, and I think those of you listening, probably have a lot more cushion and help. But for whatever reason, unless you were drowning, you're not going to ask for help. I ask my friends for help all the time, like to the point that I probably maybe not abuse it, but I think like I'm like, you can tell me no, but I'm going to ask you because you're my friend. But going back to the rejection is like, you're not alone, but it feels that way.
Yeah, I agree with that.
How you have been the giver of rejection. Have you been on the receiving end a couple times?
Yes, I have.
You don't have to say specifically, but what's it felt like for you?
I'm going to be real honest. It was a relief because I am not somebody who will leave. I will try and stick it out even though I'm miserable. And some of those rejections led to the best things ever in my life. Yeah. So I'm grateful, but also at the time I was pissed.
Yeah, in the moment, I'm not telling people like you shouldn't feel sad and just be happy. Hey, you got divorced, or hey, you dumped this person. Like, but it's like there's a different saying. Hey, you won the game. Well, this will pass. Hey, you lost the game. This will pass. Like it's what do you call it, mindful or even spiritual stuff. But in that moment of rejection, it kind of feels isolating and you're detached, but really also you're free to go do whatever the F you want. But a lot of people don't know what that is. In sales, you got to get used to rejection, but it's also, rejection isn't rejection. In sales, it's you're learning. When someone says no, it's not really a no. It's never about pricing and its value, all these other things. And I, far from the expert, but I understand the expertise. I have an expertise in the psyche of someone selling or not selling, or I should say not buying. In sales, rejection is really what you want. Do you remember, this is more business behind the scenes, but I put one of the largest proposals out a couple years ago, and I was getting coached on it, help, and this client really wanted me. Like, it was to a point where I'm like, are you guys sure? Given I was kind of taking over for someone else, and I pitch this and I'm nervous, and on one hand I'm like, yeah, I should do this. On the other hand, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? Like, just charge them $5 an hour or something. But Courtney, they came back and they were like, oh, we need you to be under this because
then I don't have to get approval from
system
or corporate overlords.
And Courtney had to do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I remember.
Do you remember I was like, oh my God, they're not going to accept it. You were like, no.
They didn't say no. They just said, hey, we want you, but you have to be within this budget.
But that other part was so key now is they want you. And other people, they call it the Flinch test. Someone says, hey, how much is that? And you give a price and they say, oh, great, thanks. That usually tells you could have charged more. Not that you have to, but you could have. Versus if someone says, oh my, that's a lot. That's not a bad thing. That actually means they want it. It's just not quite where it's at. And some people just want to negotiate for the sake of it. But the point is rejection, not getting what you want, like they're learning opportunities. You either win or you learn or you feel bad. But I'll put it this way, is we all feel bad. You get rejected, you feel bad. But eventually you do learn. The question is, where's that, how much time? So the next time you get rejected, Courtney.
Oh, okay.
Which actually has happened recently.
Yes.
Especially on things that you really want.
Yeah.
What do you do about it?
Move on.
Okay, great. That's
okay,
it.
thanks. Bye.
How do you move on?
How have I been moving on? I feel like I've been moving on by just moving forward, even though I'm like, oh, this hurts, it stings, the rejection is not fun. I just go on to the next thing and kind of double down on my confidence and try and build it back up.
These are very vague things, and I know we don't want to, you don't want to overshare everything, but I can tell you what I think is very different is recently the rejection, you tell me.
Yeah,
And
that's
in the
true.
past, you wouldn't. You didn't want to, I don't know. Or actually, in the past, why wouldn't you tell me about rejection?
Shame.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And you tell me, and not to say it fixes it, but it lightens the load a little bit.
it does. Yeah.
Yeah. And I did tell you this, and I don't know if it actually helped you or not, but I'm like, yeah, I expect this. You're supposed to get no's. If you're not getting any no's, you're not doing anything. How did that make you feel?
I mean, in the moment, I was like, shut up.
Good.
But thinking back on it, I'm like, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. And I think that's where we'll end is your call to action is like, maybe not, don't try to feel better about rejection, but think of it differently, especially if you're a leader, you're making career changes, you're trying to swing bigger, you're going to strike out. It's different between a bunt and a home run. The odds of success are dropping, but like that's why it's worth it. Mm-hmm. What was that smile for?
Because I'm worried that you're going to ask me more questions about our relationship.
Do you love me?
Of course I do.
All right.
Fool.
Oh man. Bonus, if not more important, call to action. Look back at how you benefited from rejection, and which is also like give yourself credit for being resilient.
I'm bouncing back.
And own it, because if you don't, it's going to take you a lot longer to do it again, and you will have to do it again. And I'm using the word rejection, but even think about the pandemic. Things didn't go the way you wanted them to go, and all this other stuff. It's your ability to remember, I can get back on the horse. What's Batman Begins? Why do we fall? So we can remember or learn how to get back up. Rejection is a gift if you know how to transmute it.
Rejection's a gift in hindsight. Okay, thank you. Yes.
There you go.
Yeah.
We'll see you for the next one.
I make this show for leaders, those who don't point fingers, but point towards ways they can do better at work. My ask for listening is you share the show on social and/or with other leaders, established or aspiring. Until then, no talent, no culture, no excuses.